We're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Happy birthday to us. We've been Flosstubing for 3 years now.
3 years. See Sarah's fancy balloons? And I have my Coke in a very, very fancy goblet. I told her, I don't know if she remembered this, but back in the beginning when we were showing our project bags in our Ziploc baggies, we called it our Keeping It Real cross stitch channel. And judging by those balloons, we're still keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Oh, apparently there's one more here. Didn't even get hung up.
We're pretending that lamp behind me is a balloon.
Happy birthday to us. Thank you for, some people have watched us from the very beginning, I think, and just thank you.
There are some.
Wherever you came along in the journey, if you stuck with us this long.
We thought we'd only have like 5 people and that they'd all be family.
I know. I remember that first video we posted, I think it got up to like 60 views, and we were like, what? Like, I could not fathom that like people were clicking on and watching
us
jabber about life. And
partly because our husbands couldn't believe it either.
They were probably so relieved they didn't have to listen to us talk about it anymore.
Good. They're not talking to us all the time.
Good. She's not going to try to talk to me about her cross stitch. She's got someone else to talk to about it.
Dad just looks at me. I'll go, isn't this cute? He'll go, mm-hmm. He just knows not to even.
Jesse doesn't even do that. He's just like, Like, yeah, I know you don't like this. I won't even ask you anymore if this is cute. I know you're. Like, sometimes I'm just stitching something because I like to stitch it.
I saw this meme today. It had to do with yarn, buying yarn. And it was like, me. I don't know which one of these 2 yarns I should get. My friend, you should get both of them. You're right. I should get both of these 12 skeins of yarn. Your dad, he just has been a big trooper over the years over that, my cross stitch supplies. And I am trying to rein in my budget on my cross stitch stuff. So he's not feeling too angsty.
I know.
Goodness knows I've got enough to do.
You've got plenty. You basically have your own shop.
Speaking of which, did you see Carolyn's, forget which Facebook group it is. Is it her group or is it the
magazine? I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook a ton.
She's giving she's drawing a winner for a Haid.
Oh, really?
I said, oh, me too. Yeah, all you have to do is comment. She'd give you a number. And I'm like, me too. I'm doing so well on my first Haid. I really need another one, please. And I'm serious. I'll take another Haid. I'm going to have time someday.
Uh-huh.
I am.
Yeah. You will. Yeah. You will have time.
I will.
Whether you spend it on Haid, I don't know.
I could be blind, but I have time. I will work on that piece. There's too much going on. My brain can't really handle it. I'm really just too much.
Yeah.
My dad. So once I get him situated, and even then I don't anticipate it being great for a while, just living with your dad again. It's a big commitment. I've kind of glossed over it, but I was talking to my friend who's both her grandmas lived with her parents and her, while she was growing up at different times. Mm-hmm. And she goes, my grandmas weren't hard, but there were times my mom would just say, I need to go for a drive. Drive all the way to the Edmonds waterfront from Lake Forest Park and just sit and watch the water because it just is a big responsibility. Mm-hmm. And there, he's in his own little time world. I don't eat at 5 o'clock every night. He's going to have a real adjustment.
Yeah.
I'm working till 4:30, 5. So we don't eat at 5. He's very regimented.
Yeah. That'll be.
Just that alone.
Yeah. That'd be a big change for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's good. I need to do it. Someday you guys will be doing it for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Comes around.
But the thing is I was talking to him. Well, my husband was at my dad's house yesterday doing something, and I called and I said, how's my dad doing? Oh, I think he's just really bored. He's really bored there by himself. He needs company around, so hopefully that'll help him. Yeah. Anyway, I'll still have time for stitching though, but just maybe not Hayes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna inherit that one, aren't I?
No, I'm gonna surprise you.
Okay, I can't wait.
One of these days, I'm gonna have this big announcement.
You really just need to figure out Pattern Keeper, and then I think you won't be overwhelmed by it. I think you'll be like, oh, okay, I got
it's just transferring over what I've already done.
I know, but you don't have that much done.
What I feel like I need to do is finish a couple of squares the old way I was doing it, and then start.
Oh yeah, that would work.
I think that's what I just need to do. I think that's
that would probably work, because then you just you can mark off those 2 or 3 or whatever squares you have unfinished. So
anyway,
we have 2 more weeks of school left, huh, Millie? And what? And we have our big ballet recital next weekend. So we have a very busy weekend coming up.
Do you just have one night, right?
No, it's Saturday evening and Sunday afternoon. And then we have the dress rehearsal all Saturday morning. So
wait, it's not Friday night?
No, it's Saturday night. Oh.
Yeah, cocktail for Thursday night. No, Friday night. Leaving Saturday.
Oh, the recital Saturday. At 7, I think.
He can change it.
Oops.
Why did I think it was Friday? I think because we just said it's the weekend of the 2nd. I think I just probably thought.
Oh yeah.
It's the 2nd. Oh, he's gonna be mad at me.
Oops.
Grumpy. So grumpy.
Oh.
So, like tonight, okay, if I say something like this to you, hey, they've come to an agreement about the debt ceiling bill. You would know what I was talking about, right?
I would, yeah.
Okay, your dad reads the news. He knows. I walked in, I said, hey, it looks like they've come to an agreement about the debt ceiling relief or whatever. He goes, what? I go, they've come to an agreement about the debt ceiling. He goes, oh, you mean Congress? And I said, well, who'd you think was talking? Who? You know, I need some more context, Kim. And I'm like, even I know what that is, and I'm not even as political or that. I don't read the news as much as he does. He's like, I just need more context, Kim. And I'm like, geez.
What you need is to like get some bowling buddies.
What he needs to put some hearing aids in.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Like, is it really that he couldn't hear you and then he needed you to repeat it?
I wonder, because I don't know what else he would have thought I was talking about. That it's very much in the news. It's very political. It's very much in our government. It happens every stinking year. We're going to default. And it's like, no, we're not. They'll come to some agreement. No.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Anyway, he's like, what?
I bet he couldn't hear you.
I'm like, oh yeah, Sarah and Jesse, they came to an agreement about the debt ceiling.
Oh, we know what we think should happen. We've been arguing about it for weeks, and we finally decided the best course of action for our country leaders to make.
Oh, anyway, I love him, but sometimes,
gosh,
yeah, he's something.
He's so funny. I don't know. Well, I have a little munchkin sitting right here, ready to show. Are you ready to show?
Oh yeah, we didn't really say.
We didn't really introduce ourselves, did we? Happy birthday!
But it's our anniversary.
We're so with it. We're just keeping it real. Well, we did say our names, but if this happens to be your first go around, we're a mother and daughter Flosstube team, and I'm in Central Washington, and Mom's in Western Washington, and I have 3 daughters, some of whom are usually on with us, almost always Millie, and occasionally the other 2 get a stitching bug and show up. They haven't for a little while. Well, Liddy just told me a little bit ago that she made a mistake on her cross stitch, which I think we might have shown. I kind of remember having a conversation with her while recording, and I was like, you're gonna have to take it out. It's just a few stitches. It's not a lot. And she just doesn't want to take it out. She doesn't want to undo it.
She's working on it. I don't even remember what she's working on.
Was it the cow one? There's a cow. It's like a strawberry cow by Tiny Modernist. Thank you, my little teleprompter over here.
Well, she might want to get herself going on that because the fair's coming up.
I know.
The fair is like September, but I was telling Sarah, I was at Hobby Lobby yesterday and they were putting out their fall decorations already. I'm like, wait a minute. What month are we in? I love fall, but even that felt a little early for me. So
that's a little crazy. So today we do have Millie, and she's been working hard, and all of a sudden she just realized she needs to kick it into high gear if she wants to put it in the fair, which I totally think she would, because she would totally get a blue ribbon.
Totally.
You should enter it into the adult.
You got summer. Yeah, you got summer. You need to use your summer up to get this ready. You don't want to be rushing at the last minute.
Well, she's making good progress. So what are you thinking?
That.
Mushroom forest. Tiny modernist.
Oh, wow.
She's making good progress on all those little blue mushrooms up there.
Yes, she is.
They're just the two. So
pull the pattern back up again. So she's got all three of the red ones done, right?
Yes. Here.
The blue one and the whitish green one. You still got a ways to go, Millie girl.
Not to go, but if she wants to do it that time, she will get it done.
Oh, she will. Millie, I have no doubt she'll get it done, but
you don't think so? I actually don't. You don't think all that green is going to take a long time? Yeah. I think you'll probably want to get started. I mean, just keep steadily working on it.
You still work on it when mommy and daddy are reading to you at night?
Yes, she does. Yeah. We work on it when we're reading at night.
I was doing.
She was knitting a little bit then too.
Yeah. That's right. Last week you showed your knitting, your blanket.
Yes. But she's been pulling this out again.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to continue your little knitting group this summer? Did you decide to do that?
I was trying to find a time, but it's been tricky to find a time because like girls are in swim team and all these things. So
oh yeah, it's summer.
I might just pick an evening some night and see if that works better to do.
You know,
so we'll see.
I remember when you guys all got to a certain age and I'm like, wait a minute, where did the dog days of summer go? It was like summer was just as busy. In fact, somebody just recently posted on their Instagram and they said, somebody else agree with me, please, that May is busier than December. And I'm like, I would totally agree with you. I remember saying that at one point. I'm like, May for us was worse than Christmas as far as activities and all that stuff.
Yeah. I saw somebody say something about we're in the middle of Maycember, and I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
What it feels like. Actually, it hasn't been too bad for us because we don't have all that many, like early June tends to be crazy for us, but because we just are doing ballet and we're wrapping up school and our co-op is done, which I'm thankful for that our co-op finishes in April.
Yeah.
It helps with that May time. But yeah, I know but anytime you have kids in a spring sport or music lessons, they've got, or if you have kids in multiple different things, which I don't, like all three of mine just do ballet.
If you had 3 kids and 3 different things, you'd have 3 different things ending, and then swim is always.
And if you have kids in school, then there's often end of school program and end of church things program. We're just kind of not in that too much, so it hasn't been too bad for us this May. In the past, we busier Mays, but anyway. Well, we do have a featured friend. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Teresa sent us in 3 finishes for this month. So I am going to put the pictures that she sent in right here. Hey, Teresa, thanks for sending those in. They're so cute.
Cute.
yeah, Liddy was walking by just a second ago while I was kind of looking back over them when I paused. And she's like, oh, that's so cute when she saw the Baby Yoda Mandalorian one. And I said, would you stitch that? And she said, yes. She'd probably like it if it was a stamped kit, which Teresa said it is a stamped kit. I guess I often read the email, don't I? It's been a while. Teresa said, good evening, Sarah and Kim. Hope everyone is doing good and had a wonderful week. I wanted to send you 3 finishes I had for this month, which is a lot of finishes. The first one was a stamped kit. That's the Mandalorian Star Wars Baby Yoda on 11 count Ada. And then the other one is on the Finally a Farm Girl one, which I don't know the name of now, but I'll look it up so that if you saw it on the screen, you'll know that I found it. That is on 14 count Ada with DMC. And then the last one is that adorable frosted pumpkin on 14 count pink Ada. Happy Memorial Day weekend and happy stitching. So
Finally a Farm Girl, because I've never heard of Finally a Farm Girl.
Finally a Farm Girl.
She comes up as a she has an Etsy shop. Oh.
Yeah, that's a cute one. Kind of primitive.
Yeah. Oh, she's got a cute rooster with little baby chickens. Okay, you guys, you need to look at Finally a Farm Girl's Etsy shop.
I will link it down below in our show notes, so you'll be able to find it easily. So Teresa, thank you for sending those in.
Yeah.
We'd love to show what our friends are stitching. It gives us inspiration and also just joy to see.
We found a new designer that we'd never heard of.
And there, now we've got someone else to check out. So if you're watching and you have something you'd like to send in that we could feature, we would love it if you emailed us a picture and a description of it if you want in the email box in the description box below. I think I have one other person in line, but I just do them as I get them. So we didn't have one last week, and now I was happy to have one for this week. It's fun to share. So
thanks again, Teresa.
Yeah,
very cute.
And congratulations on 3 finishes.
I was gonna say
I like that feeling.
I can't imagine finishing 3 things in 1 month, but
I love that feeling. That's so good.
You love it. You finished 3 things recently?
No, just the feeling of finishing anything.
I know.
The feeling of finishing.
Which is, I told Sarah I've gone back to doing 25/7 with Melanie Watkins' group, because I've got several smaller pieces that if I just worked on them a little bit every day, I would probably get them done and it would be good.
Yeah, and you'd have a bunch of little smalls.
Because I've got, I do have a big variety of big projects and then smaller projects.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, Rosie was swinging in the hammock and reading at the same time, and every time here.
Still motion sick.
Still in motion sick. Drink some water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't drink a water. I got car sick and drank some water and I felt better.
That might help you. Well, what have you been stitching this week?
Well, first of all, I told Sarah, after my month of May being kind of a lost cause for stitching, I kind of reined in my plans here. And so I have one of those little 3-shelf IKEA rolling carts that everybody has, those little metal ones. And I've got a bunch of projects that I've kind of been working on over the last few months and kind of rotating them in and out. And they were kind of in a basket. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put them on that little rolling cart. And then that's where they were before we went on vacation. Well, then I made a list of all the ones that are on that cart. All of those and all of those.
Wow, those are all on that cart?
Yeah, so most of them. There's a couple I added on here that weren't on there, but that I want to put in my rotation. So I thought, you know what? I like them all. I mean, like Quaker's on here 4 times, but I'm only working on the season that it is. So
right.
I did a tiny decision wheel. So there was like, I think 30. I think when I weeded out a couple that like my monthly piece, I didn't put in there. It was like 30 something projects. And so what I did was I just made a spinning wheel for every day of the week. And I just went through and put 7 projects on one, 7 projects on the next one, or whatever the math was.
Yeah.
So today I've just been spinning. So that's been kind of nice because it just kind of helps me not have to think, what am I going to stitch? Because it was just hard for me to settle in again after not stitching for a while.
Right.
So I did work on a variety of things. So starting last week, I think after we recorded, no, I think I just knit last Sunday, but we recorded on Monday. I did on Monday work on my Rosewood Manor Season of the Trees.
You did. You said you were gonna, and you did.
And I did. And I did. Hi, Kitty. I finished the bottom of this tree. I did this, I did the words, and I did that
cute.
little tree.
Oh,
It's just a little bit, but every little bit counts.
yep. That's how it works, especially with those ones that have all those trees.
I know. So that was one day. And then let's see. And then I did not meet my whip go goal of hoity-toity, but I did meet my whip go goal of gathering eggs, which was the next thing. I actually did more than I needed to do because once I get going on this one, I'm kind of like, I got it out, I'm working on it, let's just keep going. So I basically worked on all of this.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So there she is, my little gathering eggs girl. And that ruffle is
I still have not fully finished.
I know.
You need to do that. I'm
You just
overwhelmed.
need to get a frame.
I know. I think I feel a little bit about finishing that you feel about Hades. Like it's just like kind of overwhelming. I've got so many. Like
Yeah,
yeah. And
I know.
super easy. And which one do I choose? But I only have to choose one. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I just need to pick one.
That was a very bright ruffle on her dress.
Yes, it is. It's
I
cute.
like it.
Looks so nice when it's all like together.
It's cute.
I remember stitching it thinking those colors are kind of weird with that, but the finished piece, it ended up looking really cute, I think.
Yeah.
Red and yellow and orange.
I agree.
Um,
So then the next night I pulled this piece out and I worked only on this. And then that's when I decided I was going to make it my 25/7. So that's a piece that you work on 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week, if you're new. And Melanie Watkins, the Soulful Stitcher, has a Facebook group on Facebook. So this one is Butterfly Dreams by Barbara Anna. And I don't have a printed out picture, but you'll get the gist of it. She's just a little, this is as big as it goes.
yeah.
And this is just a bunch of butterflies that come out. So I basically finished, my fan's blowing this. I had done maybe just a little bit of her top. I finished her top,
Cute.
those little flowers in her bodice, and then I did those butterflies.
Oh, she's really cute.
And I think, this is a perfect piece for that 25/7.
Yeah, because then you'll just pound out like stitches and after stitches, and it'll be
Right. And then I have kitted up ready to go another one by her, which was the Winged Dreams, and it's the moth.
yes, I remember
Girl
you.
moth. And she's beautiful. And then she came out with another one recently, Madame Butterfly. Have you seen that one?
I think I saw a picture of it.
It's beautiful. It's very bright. And she has an eyes open and an eyes closed version of her. Well, again, it was a collaboration with Nitka Moscow, which is my 4 Seasons girl that I finished by her, was a kit from Nitka Moscow pre-COVID. And I ordered it and it came from Russia. I mean, it was crazy. I think I always thought it wasn't really going to get to me, but it only took like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. But anyway, obviously you can't buy from Russia right now. So I was really bummed. But she said on her Instagram page that if you wanted it, to message her, and she does sell the pattern on a Ko-fi account. So I did go ahead and buy the pattern for that one.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's very bright and just, yeah. So that's going to be my this little butterfly is going to be my 25/7. Then the next night, this would be Thursday night. I wouldn't say I did a ton of stitching every night. I mean, I did. I also knit a little bit, but I brought out my Blackbird Singing in the Dead of Night.
Oh yeah, you like it.
On the black, and this was all inspired by Gail's Golden Needle. It's on Gothic.
Pretty.
So I finished his tail and I did
Oh, that's coming
some
along.
more words.
That'd be a great 25/7 piece
It
too.
would be. And it might get swapped out maybe after.
Yeah.
I just have a few more words to the saying and then another border.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very stunning on that
That
fabric.
is really pretty on that.
Yeah. So that got some love. And I'm using Anchor Black on that, and I really like it.
Mhm.
Then is when so then the next night I worked on Butterfly Dreams as my 25/7, and then I also pulled out a golden oldie. And by the way, this design friend of ours, Alicia Paulson,
Yes. Oh,
I have not done Things of Spring.
yes.
She's selling these in the shops now. Threadneedle had these all kitted up. I'm not kitted, but the patterns.
Yeah. Well, great.
So I worked on that sweater.
Uh-huh.
This was a new start just last winter at some point.
Mhm.
So the sweater is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it's cute.
So I think I had one sleeve done and some of this, and I finished all of that.
Cute.
Along with working on 25/7 butterfly.
Right.
So that night did get two things of love. And then last night, the wheel I spun, these are all spins off my wheel, which is nice, was, ready for this, Ring Around the Rose Tree by
Oh,
Mirabilia. If you don't know what this pattern is, I will try to hold it up. It's 4 girls dancing around a maypole. And I've done half of that, and I'm working on these girls.
yes.
And again, I did more than I needed to do on this. Well, didn't have to do any on it, but I got her face all done.
Oh,
There's a huge mistake in it, but I'm not ripping out because I made a mistake somewhere in here.
oh, just in the hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the mistake only affected somewhere. And once I do the back stitching, I don't think it's going to matter. She's going to look just fine. I'm 1 stitch off, but I did all of her skin.
really pretty.
It is such a pretty little piece. I do love it.
That is
And I get out.
looking really good.
I thought, oh, I'm really working hard on this. I'm going to get this done in no time, and then I'm going to start Crystal Christmas.
No time. Whoa.
Christmas, yeah.
Our capacity for self-delusion is just
If you don't know what Crystal Christmas is, just go watch Tina from Tina Stitches. Go back to like last fall. I think she finished it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is all I stitched on, other than Butterfly Dreams again. And today I will stitch on Vintage Simplicity, which is that simplicity pattern that Tina and I were stitching together. But I did knit a little bit too. So I knitted, well, basically I knitted from this marker up.
Oh yeah.
So I'm coming along. I think I have one more 10 row. I'm in the middle of a 10-row stockinette. I do another eyelet row, another 10 rows, and then I start blending in the 3rd color.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I love it. And it'll get some love this week because my dad has some testing to do, couple hour testing that I'm taking him to, and I can't be in the room with him while he does it. So I'll just be in the waiting room knitting away. And now you don't have to wear masks. It's easy to knit in the waiting room without your glasses fogging up.
Yeah.
That's all I've worked on. What have you been working on? I know you got a big one done. Well, not done, but a goal met.
What goal did I get? I don't even know. I met all of my magazine monthly goals.
Oh, okay. Well, that big one. The big one on the dark fabric.
Yes, I did. I got my WIPCO goals and my magazine monthly goals. Look at all those check marks. Remember last week I said, oh, I'm sure I can't get all of this done.
Right.
I did. So I didn't bring all of those to share because some of them were already done.
Uh-huh.
I did work on my page, which I just now dropped on the floor, which is Tiny Traveler. And I'm working up in this top corner.
Well, there.
I'm like really excited to just finish a whole page eventually. One of very many.
Oh, you'll have that done in no time.
No time. Then I'll be ready to start another page.
I'm delusional for you too.
I know. I'm making such fast progress. I mean, woohoo. You can't, like, it doesn't really look like much different, but I actually stitched probably several squares here this week. I did a lot on it.
You know, when you bring it up close, it almost pixelates a little bit, like there's lines all through it. Are there lines through it?
Lines through it. What? What are you talking about?
Like there's, I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
Are you thinking because I'm doing half crosses?
Maybe, but I don't think it looks that way in person.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Exactly.
Well, I'll have to look at it in person when I come over next week, and then I'll tell you if it still see it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But I do have like leaves done, and I think I'm on the water a little bit up here. So
yeah. And did you do some of that rust colored leaves? I feel like there's more rust color in there now than there used to be.
No,
Maybe not.
This week I just stitched this lighter.
Oh, okay.
Kind of nice to have a break from the green.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't really. I mean, this stitching is so cathartic. I don't really even pay attention to the big picture of it. I'm just looking at the little square and just like I'm stitching where I've parked, and then I get new colors and stitch those and park those. So yeah, I really, really like working on this page because I feel like I almost check out.
Really?
I don't know. I not check out, but it's like such a process piece that like I'm not thinking about making progress almost. Like it doesn't matter if I make progress.
Right. Because you know it's not going to be a huge progress to show right away.
Yeah, right. Like it doesn't matter if I can tell I stitched, I know I did.
Oh, yeah.
Now where's the picture for this? My Snow Queen. I did share this week. Today I was working on it, sitting out in my garden. So I took a little picture of the Snow Queen. I mean, this is not the picture I took. The finished picture.
She got it done, guys. Got it done end frame today.
Yeah. No, not quite. But I have been making good, like a lot of stitching on this lady.
Yes, you have.
So like
you got purple on.
I've got some purple on the back. There's so much left, but
I know. And you know, they're so funny looking until you get their beads and back stitching done.
I know. I'm like, oh, you look weird, lady. You
look like you're kind of deformed.
I know.
She has like maybe a syndrome.
And like
it looks a little.
I realized I was missing like one of the yellows for her hair somehow, so I need to go get. Actually, I might have it in the other room. Like her hair looks weird.
When I went to Threadneedle Street yesterday, Denise, the owner, she had brought in on a frame one that she was working on, and it was a Mirabilia. I think it's Magnolia, and it's a pretty easy one. But she goes, I go, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. She goes, yeah, they look so weird though until you get them all done.
Yes, they do.
And you know what's really funny about her is that when I started going into her shop in 2018, she didn't stitch much anymore. She did hard hanger, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And she's been stitching a ton, and she's got a whole bunch of new samples in her that in the last year, like all like Lily Violet and Mirabilia, smaller Mirabilias. And I'm like, oh, your love for stitching came back.
She's back to doing a lot of stitching.
Yeah.
Here's my farmer's market pattern that I'm working on, and all those quilts in the middle, that's where I'm at.
Oh, all those quilts.
Quilt stand. And I worked on this. I met my goal. I think I worked on it 4 hours this month. Well, here's the whole piece.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, here it is. So just all these little geometric designs down with that. But it's coming along.
Coming along. That adds a real pop there.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I like working on this one too. It's not as cathartic. I don't know. I think the linen, it's a little shrunk from when I dyed it, and so the weave is a little wonky, and I have to work really hard to follow.
Yeah.
To not miscount. And then I worked on my alpaca farm drum from the blue flower. This is the whole scene there.
I
I like this one. And this
just remember when you had your llama up in the clouds.
I had to pull that llama back down to earth. There I am. I'm working.
Oh, wow. Are you almost done with that little section there?
I thought you were going to ask if I was almost done with the piece. I was like, did you not just see the picture? I have a lot to go. Yeah, I'm kind of almost done with this section. This is like more grass over here. So there's, but yes, this like
You're done with the llamas.
pretty much the whole thing right here is basically done, except for that llama.
Yeah.
And then there's like a new hill and then the barn and all that. Or tree. What is on there? Is there a barn? Yeah, the barn.
I think a bird.
So here I am again.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, that middle section is basically done with the dark grass
Uh-huh.
clouds.
That barn's gonna take you a while.
I know. So I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide whether to go this way. This is because I've been working here. Well, and look at those dark green, like that motif where that white llama is. That's going to be kind of tedious because it's not, you can't really tell, but it's not even. The top lines going one diagonal are all the same, and the bottom lines going the other diagonal are the same, but they're slightly different from each other. So it won't be that bad. It's just like I was stitching
Stitch
it.
that and then stitch the grass around it though.
Yeah, yes, I think I will, because then I won't have to count the grass. And then my last
Excuse me.
cross stitch, and then I show my knitting, is that I finally started my monthly piece this week.
Oh yeah.
Then
Shoot.
this week I ordered June and July. So I'll probably work on this one a little bit more since I started it so late. Let's see. Let's go this way.
Pretty. Yeah. A nice little start.
Yeah. Just a little start there. I don't know. That's a decent amount of stitching, but it's probably 5 hours. Well, sorry.
So you just did it this week, so.
I know. And then the last thing is that I was going to show my knitting. I'm knitting the Adama cowl. And I showed the yarn last week that I got when I was on my trip with Rosie. This week I finally joined the circle. I have a lot of extra threads coming off because I've been swapping the gold and
Oh wow, you got a lot done.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Actually, I would have a lot more done, but I kept making dumb counting mistakes in this lace pattern. So this is the shape of it. Like this goes like here. And then the back kind of swoops down, like I was saying last week. Yeah. So then your hair doesn't bunch up. Yeah. Like a bulky in the back. And I like that because I like that. So that's where I am. It's not seem like a good amount of gold. Too much? Is it too? I don't want it to look super stripy, like a beanie or something, but
it looks like the UW.
Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of have the UW.
Well, because your blue on camera looks a little bit on the purpley side. Purple.
Yeah, I think it's more blue in person with purple undertones, but
yeah, University of Washington has yellow or golden. Yeah, I don't think it's too much.
Yeah, I kind of wanted that pop of gold in there, and
once you put it on and it's all scrunched up, it's not going to look stripy. It's going to just look like, color. Yeah.
So that's everything I worked on.
That's everything.
That's what I worked on, and I finished. So my WIP Go goals were that Snow Queen piece, and what was the other one that I was doing this month? Hang on. Where is it? Oh, that's February. That's why I'm looking in the wrong spot. So for May, my WIP Go goals were the Hawk Run Hollow, which I showed last week. I had finished that. Oh, my dimensions, my chicken. That's right. I had finished my May goals, but I was behind on April. That's where the Snow Queen came. So anyway, that's that.
That's that.
Do you have any haul for this week that you bought?
I do have a little bit of haul just because, that project I did store. So I need to go back. Somebody commented about one of the patterns that I had purchased on my trip, that it came from, wait, where'd it go? a designer by the name of October House.
Yeah.
Yeah, October House. And that she had been a yarn dyer. I think she still does dye some yarn, and a knitter.
Mhm.
And they were surprised that I didn't know about her before the
Yeah.
Ravelry
Right.
article. But I probably had heard of her, but didn't make the connection. But
Right.
I went and looked at her patterns, and I found one that I really liked. My copy is kind of faint. It's a lot more vibrant than this. And it just says flowers cover the earth. And so it's a bird down here and
Oh,
the flower, but
oh, that's cute.
these are the colors. I went and kitted it up.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
they're pretty.
Those
It's
are
got some brown beads in there.
nice.
So
Yeah.
I basically got the fancy floss for that. Bought the pattern, wasn't that expensive. I already had white I'm going to do mine on white fabric, not the tan. And then
who that was that said that. I'm looking back through the
yeah,
Gwen. It was Gwen.
yeah.
that
Anyway,
said that.
so and she knows her from, I think they live in Arkansas.
Yes.
So anyway, I did buy that from her. And then I had already last week talked about buying Emily Call's pattern, one of her summer patterns, but I hadn't printed it. And so this is it.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's so cute.
But I did not get the classic, no, the cotton, whatever those fabrics
Yeah.
were. Color and cotton. I just got the DMC. But I kitted that up. I got the DMC for that. I probably already had it. And I'm toying with the fabric. So I think the fabric I got is a little bit darker than I'm gonna. So these are the colors.
Oh wow, pretty.
Yeah. So I bought this kind of, it's called, upside down. It's called Platinum.
Oh yeah, I've used that.
Okay. But then I had this really soft, pale, it's not going to show up very well. It's kind of a pale pink.
Oh, that would be pretty too.
So I'm still deciding, but I didn't start either one of these yet. I was going to start them last night, and then I just got sucked into Ring Around the Rose Tree. So I just basically kitted those two up. That was my haul. That was about it. And then what I got for our giveaway, that was part of my haul, but I don't get to keep it.
Yes.
So that's my haul. What about you? You got haul?
No, I did not get any haul this week.
But you ordered stuff.
I did order a few things because I realized I didn't have the June Time for All Seasons from Cottage Gardens Samplings that I'm working on each of that series every month. So I didn't have June and I didn't have July, but I do have August. I don't know if I have September. I can't remember what it is. And I know I have October because I'm pretty sure it's the Raven. And the November one is the turkey that I've already started. And the December one I have, I think. So I'm really just missing. Those are some bruises.
Yeah.
Must be from like something gardening.
Probably.
It's attractive. Anyway, so I placed an order for those and some fabric because we were talking before we started recording our Hobby Lobby. Both of our Hobby Lobbies here in the Northwest that we go to are shrinking their yarn and their cross stitch section. So I was like,
cool.
I'm not entirely sure I will be able to find fabric that I usually like to buy at Hobby Lobby. Because I have done that and then just dyed them myself or tea dyed them or just done white or whatever.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It's way less than I feel like ours.
They have none of the bigger kits, none of the dimension kits. They have little tiny kits.
Yeah, mostly like embroidery. Mine didn't even have cross stitch.
They had some wool felting kits. Very limited fabric, prepackaged fabric. Yeah, I was just really kind of dismayed.
I was too, because I'd been thrilled that they had kind of expanded it a little bit more over the last year or two. Shrunk it back down. In fact, I thought about kind of complaining, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like,
yeah. Well, as Sarah said, her store
all the time.
Her store has added like a pet section, and I thought, you're right. I noticed my store has way more kitchen stuff in it.
And mine does too. Like the whole front section now, they have the seasonal, and then it's all like kitchen dishes.
Yeah. And they're not cheap. They're not expensive. They're not really affordable.
No.
I mean, if you want to go get, and I thought, we have Home Goods. We have TJ Maxx for that kind of stuff. Hobby Lobby should have hobby stuff in it.
Right. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I know they kind of go home decor too. Like, there's a lot of that there, but
And I can see some of it,
it's
but
like, but don't shrink the actual hobby stuff, like in
yeah.
favor of home decor, which I'm sure sells more. I don't know. Anyway,
Although I
really
have to
and
say,
we don't have hardly any options for that here where we are.
no, but even the section where my yarn and cross stitch stuff is, it's not like they put kitchen stuff there. It's like, I don't
Right.
even really know what they put there.
I know. Well, they moved. Are you walking by? You can just walk by, or you can go down and by. They moved all my cross stitch and yarn. It used to be like 4 rows, and then it would be the fabric. They
Mhm.
moved it all to the back corner, and now
Oh.
it's just like 2 rows, 2 aisles. Well, maybe 2 aisles
Oh.
of yarn, and then one of like needlework,
Mhm.
all the needlework stuff, including any project bags and things like that.
Yeah.
And then now they have, what did they have in that other section? Fabric? Remember where the yarn and stuff used to be? Do you remember what they put there? Was it fabric? I can't remember now. They kind of rearranged the whole fabric section, but I didn't feel like the fabric section looked expanded either. So I don't know what's going on. I wasn't happy.
Mine did not.
Yeah.
Like, what's my computer doing here?
Just
Um,
AI, it's taking over the world. Don't worry. No big deal.
well, I turned the monitor on and then my screen shrunk up. Yeah, I don't know. Mine is still in the same general area. They just condensed it down, but they moved my stitching stuff that was kind of along a back wall in the back corner. They moved it over closer to the knitting, which was the next section over. And I'm not sure what they put in that back corner. I'll have to look when I go again. Yeah, it was kind of,
I was
yeah.
disappointed because that
Well,
has been, of course, that I've been able to get
yeah.
fabric and things in person. If I don't have time or energy to think ahead to order something, I know I can just sit there and grab what I need.
Well, people, rise up, complain to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. Tell us in the comments, is your Hobby Lobby shrinking all their stuff, or is it just us here in the Pacific Northwest? Boo.
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 Boo is right.
So I don't have any haul. I will probably get a couple flosses this week that I realized I don't have for a few projects, but that's just DMC and won't be that big a deal.
Yeah.
You said you had made your plans, and I've made my plans for June.
I did make my plans. I actually even have them in my planner.
I do too, but they keep falling out.
Taped it in, and I got my oops.
Oh, that looks cute.
And it actually kind of matches the page that it is. So I'll just say what I'm doing. So the prompt is farm.
Okay.
This seems a little sacrilegious, but because the acrostic is manure. But my focus piece is going to be my shepherd's bush nativity ornaments because, you know, Jesus was born in a barn on the farm. And then M is, I have M for memory, happy memory from a trip we took
memory
to Indiana.
too. That's funny.
Really, when we went to Indiana last year and I got to go to Persnickety Stitchers when my daughter-in-law took me in there, and I bought Dahlia Ridge, which is heart and hand, I think. And then I bought it because I really liked it. And then I saw a sign that the little town they were living in at the time, Zionsville, they had a sign that said Dahlia Capital or something like that. And so here it was, Dahlia. So anyway, happy memory. And then A, I put animals because I'm going to be working on a cricket collection, Walk in the Woods. It's a very tiny, I'm doing it on 36 count alphabet with some animals and a border that's insane. And then my N for manure is New Start, is going to be floral etchings.
Oh, good.
And then U, I got very creative, is unseasonal.
Oh, unseasonal.
I'm going to be working on a piece called Gather. It's a fall piece by Pineberry Lane. So it's unseasonal. And then R is Rosewood Manor, my trees. And then E is Patchwork Ete by Jardine Privé. The little cute little garden piece. Oh. And then my Whipco is Quaker. Well, I've already finished. I went over on my Quakers a couple months ago. So I crossed one of the squares off, and then I get to actually cross it off because it was called for this month. So that's done. and then ring around the rose tree.
Oh, perfect. Which you're already kind of on a roll with.
I know, and I have to work on my, I do have to work on my, on my magazine monthly, the ornaments. I need to finish I'm doing one ornament every 2 months. So January, February is done. March, April, I just have a little bit of back stitching on that one to do. And then I need to work on June and July. So I've got 2 months to do that one. So yeah, I'm trying to keep up. Obviously May, I'm behind on my whip go. I need to do hoity toity. And I did not do my 8 hours of spring Quaker, but I'm not going to make it up. I'm just going to let it go. And I'm going to pull out some summer Quaker now for June.
Perfect.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Here's mine. I'll fill it out. Just keeps popping out. I need a bigger piece of tape. It says, hooray summer, because in June we'll be done with school. Yay!
Yes, you will. It'll be summer.
I will be able to garden and housework to my heart's content. Let's see. For the theme, I chose to do that cotton and twine kit you gave me with the little chickens.
Oh yeah, for farm.
The little, for farm. Because we have a little chicken farm here too. Let's see. I'm going to try to work on that for 5 hours. We have a little like crate pen over here for the puppy, which is all closed up right now, and his food is in there so that he can eat if we're gone, because we usually leave him penned up. But the cat likes to come around, and she reaches her paw through like 3 layers of cage, because it's sort of folded up, and knocks his food out into the outside and eats it. I wish you could see this. It's hilarious.
Is it Ramona?
Nope, it's Tumble. It's Millie's cat, Tumble. But all the cats do it. Ramona does it. All of them do this.
What the stakers?
I know. I'm like, you have food, like right out there.
Dog food is much better. Puppy food is even better.
Oh, look, I got it. She just like bats it out, like scoops it out. Anyway, then she eats it and does it again. My M is also memory, but it's for my Shores of Puck Run Hollow, because I'm going to start the square that's the like in memory of. That actually doesn't work as a prompt though, because I'm changing the words in that. So I may have to come up with another M for that prompt. But you know what?
Well,
it's the Shores of Puck Run Hollow.
It's in there.
I forgot I was changing the words. A is going to be my alpaca farm, which I thought about doing for the theme piece, but I wanted the other one on there.
Yeah.
My N is very creative. I put nearly done because my Twilight Angel is nearly done, and I really want to work on that.
That could be your 25/7 piece.
Yes, that's true. I should just count that as my 25/7. I wanted to either finish it or at least get 4 hours on. My Whip Go piece and my letter U is sunflower. Just the U is in sunflower. My sunflower Riolas piece that I started at Grandma's house. And then my other Whip Go piece this month is Valley of the River Beck, my big dimensions kit. So I picked river. And then E is for Heaven and Earth Designs, Tiny Traveler, 4 hours, my hate.
Okay, that sounds doable.
Yeah, I think it'll be doable.
Plus, you're going to be done with school half the month, so
yeah. Well,
all this extra time.
I figured if I stitch an hour a night, which I typically do, or some nights I'll stitch 2 hours another night. That's like about 30 hours of stitching. So I basically used that as
your guide.
I figured I could do 4 hours on each piece plus a little bit extra probably.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my plans.
Oh, sorry, I keep
What
yawning.
else do we talk about here? Well, I felt like there was a couple of comments I wanted to respond to, kind of connected to our giveaway. Well, not connected to the giveaway, but maybe not. I really liked, somebody said, oh, Gwen, it was also Gwen's message. Doesn't really matter if you don't have a lot of stitching progress. It's just good to hear from you and catch up on life. I thought that was a really sweet comment, and just like, oh yeah, that's right. We don't need to feel pressure to like be great.
Clearly, we've thrown that out the window.
Clearly, we aren't worried about that. And Heather said she really needs to be diligent about setting out a plan for what I want to work on instead of riding the waves of emotional stitching. And I'm like all for the emotional stitching sometimes. So ride those waves, Heather. Let's see. I get what she means though, because like I get way more done when I have a plan. Emily said she finished reading A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting, and she asked if we had read Edenbrook by Julianne Donaldson. It's a
I
clean
have not.
Regency romance, but has some twists in it and humor you might enjoy. So I will be looking that up because I really love that Regency period of Austen type period.
Yeah. So wacky period.
It is. It's a funny one. Let's see. Heather Wright says she stitched that same leisure arts pattern. Was that from last month or last week or the week?
That was last week. It was that little sampler that I showed because I found the magazine it was in.
Right.
Yeah.
She said she only stitched.
I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Only the house part of it though. No clue where it's at. I never finished anything at that point in my life. Still don't.
So that's like the middle band in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The middle band of that one.
Uh-huh. I wonder what made me decide to stitch that for my mom. I look at some of the stuff I stitched for her and I'm like, oh, what made, I mean, I like the pattern, but I'm like, what possessed me to do that for her?
That one that I thought she was very into that like country farmhouse look.
She was, yeah.
Period.
I probably must have given it to her for Christmas or something. I don't even remember even giving it to her.
Yeah.
Some of them I remember giving to her. But, yeah.
Lots of people said they missed us. Thank you so much.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
We do have a giveaway winner for my magazine haul stash that what did we call it? Like a magazine
grab bag.
Grab bag.
Yeah.
So our winner for the magazine grab bag is Emily Call. Emily, congratulations. I'm sure we have your address already. So
yeah, you do.
I meant to double check before we started recording, but
I know I've mailed to her before.
Yeah, well then we have it. So I will try to get that out soon.
Yeah. And
in celebration of our 3rd birthday, we have 3 giveaways this week.
We actually have 4.
We have 4? Oh, yeah. In celebration of our 3rd birthday, we have 4 giveaways this week.
Well, I guess I could put one away and save one.
I don't remember what the 4th one was. Well, I'll get
2
some
patterns and 2 notions.
Oh yeah, that's right. 2 patterns and 2 notions.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna take the price tags off of these.
We wouldn't want you to know the exorbitant amount of money we're spending on these.
Well, given the fact, yeah, could be December before you actually get these. We didn't think about words for these though.
Oh, I'll come up with them as you show them. How's that?
And you know what? You can enter for any or all of them. You just need to put the words in that for each one that you want. How's that? Okay. So the first one I bought is a birds of a feather pattern. It's called Bloom Where You're Planted. And this picture is horrible. It doesn't do it justice, but it's a little house.
That's not bad.
And flowers. An
alphabet sampler?
Yeah, there's little alphabet letters in there.
That's cute. Let's do the word bloom.
Okay, bloom if you want birds of a feather. It's just an easy little one. It does call for sampler threads, but it does give a DMC conversion. So that's number 1.
Use bloom in a comment on this video to be entered for that one.
So I did get this little cute, my Hobby Lobby still did have these.
Yes, mine still did too.
Cute little notions pouch. It's got a little hoop, and then it's got a really cute, it's got scissors and some little thread hoops. It's really blurry.
The scissors are really nice. I have that little kit and those scissors have stayed sharp for a long time.
And it's got this really cute little floral needle threader in there. So let's use
Notion. Notions plural. Notions
plural. Okay.
I'll have to come up with another notions.
The other item is another notions kit. How are we going to do this?
For another word.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we want to scratch notions and come up with something more creative. That one, the other one had a hoop. Should we say hoop?
Yeah, let's do hoop.
Okay, so if you want to enter for that one, use the word hoop.
Hoop.
Like, because it has the sewing hoop in it.
The little hoop. Okay. This one it's a another little cute little pouch. I have a pink one of these. I love it. And I have put in some really cute little counting pins or little, pins for pin cushion. And there is a cute little tape measure. And then this cute little bee sewing kit. And it's got, open. It's got another little pair of scissors, needles, and some floss winders. And it's also got the cute little flower needle threader. And so that is for the note. So we used hoop for the other one. You want to use notions for this one?
No. It seems like that one has a lot of bee theme.
Yeah,
so let's use the word bee, like BEE, because it's got the bee tape measure. Otherwise, it might be confusing.
Okay, so bee.
I want the one with all the little bee themed things in it. Bee.
And then the last thing, kind of because we did the shepherd's bush stitch along this last year. Gosh, that was clear back in September. It was your birthday.
I know.
It's June. I bought it's a complete kit from Shepherd's Bush called the Friendship Roll. And it is hard to see it, but it's got blue fabric. There we go. A little heart charm. And I thought, oh, how appropriate, because I feel like you guys are our friends. So it's the Friendship Roll, and it's got the lace and all the threads.
It's so cute. I love their needles. Let's use the word friend.
Friend.
Singular. Friend.
Okay.
Or friendship. Let's do friendship because it's friendship roll.
Yeah.
Friendship.
And this kit is B.
BEE.
This one is hoop.
HOOP. Hoop.
Hoop. And this one was
Bloom.
Okay.
So
there you go, guys.
leave those words in your comment for any of the ones you're interested in. And on
you can enter to win all of them, but you'll only get to win one of them.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Unless nobody enters for the second one you
That's
win.
true.
But just so we can spread the love around a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's that. Wow, 3 years, Sarah. Wow.
I know.
Fine.
Videos.
What a thing.
What a weird thing we do.
What a weird time we lived through doing it.
That's true. Yeah. Sometimes I try to explain to my friends, like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel with my mom and we talk about cross stitch. And they're like, that's so cool.
Oh, okay.
Same kind of reaction I used to get when people found out I used to do Civil War reenacting. Oh, okay. That's so cool.
You're kind of a geek.
So nerdy. We're just nerdy in the best ways. 3 years.
There were good things that came out of the pandemic, at least. We got back into our stitching heavily, although you were pretty much stitching, but
I was
stitching a ton.
I stitched more. I was still stitching monogamously before.
Yeah, that's true. I got her to cross over to the dark side.
Not as many as you, but I have a lot more than I used to. That's for sure. That's the other thing people like when we talk about cross stitching. They're like, "Oh, you cross stitch, and what are you stitching?" I'm like,
"What day?
What am I not stitching? I don't know."
Let me look at my phone. It's gonna tell me today what I can stitch.
I have this app on my phone that selects my project for me. And then I have another app that tells me how long I stitched on it for that day. Oh, their eyes are like, what's happening?
So this kind of is a rabbit hole, but it reminds me on Instagram, I don't know what account it was. They were showing a clip of Katie Couric and Bryant Gumbel. I don't know if you know who they are. And another gal. Huh?
That old. Are you me? I know who those people are.
Well, they were like morning talk. Well, Katie Couric's bigger than Bryant Gumbel, but they were like Good Morning America people, right? And it's a clip of them okay, in 1992, maybe, or a little bit older than that, sitting, I mean, for real, sitting at a table, at their little coffee table, chatting about email.
Oh,
And
I
their
saw this.
minds are blown that there's a symbol that
Yes, I saw that clip.
could mean about, or it could mean at, or around. And they literally, I mean, and you think about it, it was legit. They did not understand, nobody could understand this, right? And the fact is, somebody commented that, keep in mind, folks, that when they were talking about that, Google still wasn't a thing. So you had to know exactly that web address you wanted to go to. I thought, I barely remember that. I know it was that way, but Google just changed the world so much for searching. And then they said, and now we have it on our phone. We have a computer that we carry around in our pocket that we can look anything up on. But these guys are like, and then there's that little at sign or that little sign, and they were just like, their minds were,
why there's an A with a circle around it.
oh, their minds were blown. And I'm thinking, yeah, and we've got phones now that tell us what we can cross stitch and how long we should do it.
We can get books on our phone and read them, and we
I
can.
mean, really, when you think about it, who would have thought? And the personal funny story to me is that around that time, we have very good friends, the friends that are moving to Idaho. Her husband he worked in an architect's office, and he was very much into computers, the beginning stages of computers, and was doing some computer automated drawings at work, right? And so he was like, he spent hundreds of dollars to build a desktop at home. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of dollars at the time. And we were all like, what is Sue letting him do that for? That is such a waste of money. What is he going to do with that computer? This is nuts. He does not need a computer. I mean, we were just like, and within a year, we all had computers because Carl helped our husbands build computers for us.
So crazy.
Which was a game changer for homeschooling.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah. And we look now, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do this because we wouldn't have Zoom and we wouldn't have FaceTime. And
I know.
It's just nuts how much has changed.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But that clip of them, all their brows are furrowed and they're trying to explain it to each other.
Trying to process what this is that's happening.
Why would I do that? Why would I write that? Oh, if you only knew what's coming in your life. Yeah. Well, I'm still reading The Field Guide to Catching a Husband.
The Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting.
As close. I was using synonyms.
Field Guide to.
I'm about 60% done, so I'm getting there.
Good.
There were a few nights I stayed up kind of late stitching, and I just kind of fell into bed and slept. I didn't read.
I am reading probably about the same things. I'm reading David Copperfield still. I'm about 400 pages in, so I'm probably close to halfway.
Sounds
I might be more than halfway. No, I'm probably not. What else am I reading? I'm reading The Green Glass House still. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get through it. I should just.
You don't really like it.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't like it because usually if Millie likes a book, I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't feel like I just want to plow through it, even though I'm like kind of close to the end.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I think I had finished the Jeeves book. Had I finished that last week? I finished the Code of the Woosters.
Okay.
But I talked about that last week, right? Those Jeeves.
Talked about reading it, but you hadn't finished it yet.
I finished it. And I don't think I've started anything in its place.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast I listen to that kind of goes through books. I think they're about to do a book I just recently read with Millie, like Kidnapped or something. So I'm probably not going to reread that one. I'll probably just listen.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try to finish Green Glass House. Maybe I'll make that a goal for this week.
Hey, if you're looking for book suggestions, I know that podcaster, Modern Mrs. Darcy, which I haven't listened to for a while, but she has a summer reading club that you can just go online and get the book list. But she recommends a whole bunch of, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but all kinds of books, fiction, nonfiction, And she usually has, good resources and does good synopses. So if you're looking for some summer reads,
Yeah, I can tag that down below.
I think I heard, by the way, that Stephen King is coming out with a new book this year. I think it's Stephen King, a book called Holly. I think.
Is it scary?
I don't know. Somebody just mentioned it on somebody else's book blog.
Probably time for me to read another Stephen King. It's been a couple months. What did I read last? Oh, I read
Misery.
Misery. I wanted to say Mercy, and I knew that wasn't right.
Did you ever watch the movie?
No, I haven't been able to bring myself to do it.
Oh, you'll laugh. I mean, it's dark. It's dark, but it's dark comedy in places just because it's so over the top that you.
I know. I should watch it. I just feel like there's this one scene, that I feel like I'm not sure I can watch that scene happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates is so good in it, though. She's so funny.
I love her. Who plays the male lead? Do you know?
Oh, I do. It's Oh, I'd have to look it up. I know who it is. I just can't think of his name. He was a very famous actor. Let's see. Misery.
Can't think who it is.
It's,
I have myself to read it, to watch it.
Oh, what was his name? Misery. No. Here it is. James Caan.
Oh, well, I wondered if that's what you're going to say when you're saying.
Yeah, he was good in it.
I've thought about it multiple times and just thought, I don't know if I can do it. That book was so, it might be easier to watch the movie than read the book, actually, because the book is so like long and you're in that world for so long.
Yeah. And I didn't bother me as much because it's not the paranormal. It's just paranormal stuff that I just can't do.
I can. It's the like human evil that's hard for me.
Cujo and that weird clown in the sewer. What was that one? I
haven't watched that either. That would freak me out. That didn't freak you out, or it did?
I haven't watched it or read it.
Is it supernatural? Or is it just like a person who's really gross?
I don't know. I just view those as kind of like.
Oh, I would think that was more along the lines of. Well, I have no idea. I don't know.
The clown that lives in the sewer doesn't seem like.
Seems like a mentally disturbed person, but I don't.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't. Does he? He writes paranormal though, doesn't he?
He writes all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the one with the dome? The dome.
Is that what it's called? The Dome?
I think so. Like there's a big dome over the city, or I don't know. They made that. Or the
I know some people have probably read. If you have one that I've only read, Misery and the JFK one. I can't remember.
1961.
I can't remember.
In 1961.
There's a date.
Oh, 64. Huh?
Yeah, whatever the date of his assassination is. That's the title of the book. I think I've only read those two. So if you have one that you feel like I just should not miss, let me know. I'll consider.
Another weirdo book. Did you ever watch The Shining by him?
Yes.
Okay.
So I haven't read it.
Along the lines of The Shining, there's a book called The Mosquito Coast, and I don't know who wrote it. It's an older book. And they made a movie out of it. And I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford is the lead in it. And it's about a family that decides to.
I don't remember that movie.
Yeah, he takes his family to live on a boat in the jungles of Africa somewhere. And I feel like he kind of goes crazy.
Paul Theroux.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That movie is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I got to get through David Copperfield.
No, I just watch the movies. Don't read those books.
Okay, don't bother.
I would just watch the movie.
Of the Mosquito Coast. Don't read the book. Okay. Maybe I'll put it on my list of things to do. I think that's all I've got. I should probably go kiss my girls. Good night.
And we really have a few more days of May to work on our May goals. So
yeah, tonight and tomorrow. Oh, and
yeah.
Wait.
The first is until Thursday, hon.
I'm pushing so hard to finish my goals by Monday. I still have till Wednesday. What am I gonna do?
Start your June goals early.
Yes.
Hey, it's our hobby, our rules.
Yes, I can do whatever I want. Maybe I'll just work kind of on that busy spring, my monthly piece that I didn't get any done.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to spin my wheel because goodness knows I've got plenty of things to work on that cart.
It's true.
That's kind of making me, it's good because it has kind of pushed me to pull out some things that I like to work on, but I kind of forget to get out, like bring around the rose tree. And like the vintage simplicity that I'm going to work on when we're done here. I love that piece, but I just don't think to pull it out. So it's kind of nice. It kind of gets me out of my comfort zone. And
yeah.
And having the 25/7, that piece is easy and kind of breezy. And so that kind of balances the bigger pieces that it might call for.
Right.
And I might just start one of these new ones tonight too. You never know.
I have to.
Because I don't really have a time limit on my spinner. It's just I need to work on it some.
You have to put your hands on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, thanks for following along with us in our journey.
Did you want to talk about our?
Oh, yeah. We did decide to put on the calendar.
Yes.
July 1st, a Zoom meetup. We really wish we could just all go out to coffee with you, but that's not really possible.
Yeah.
Sadly.
July 1st.
July
Saturday.
1st, Saturday. We're going to do, I put it on my phone calendar. That's why it's not on here. We're going to do a Zoom meetup. And if you've never joined in with those before, we truly just all log on to Zoom and we're all stitching and we kind of go from person to person and kind of show and tell what you've been working on, what the weather's like where you are, where you're from, blah, 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 just chit chat. So we would love to have you join us. If you never have, you can be brave and come on in. And if you have joined us, we'd love to have you back again. So we're going to do that on July 1st at noon Pacific time. So that would be 3 Eastern, and you can figure out the math from there. So if you are interested, anytime between now and then, just email us at the description box below. I will put the emails in a folder that are saved. So then when I go to make the invitation for July, they'll be right there.
You're right there. She's organized. She's on it.
I'm not organized, but I don't want to lose people's requests. Yeah. So I will be organized.
That'll be fun. That's long overdue. It's just been kind of a crazy spring, and June was kind of crazy for Sarah, but we thought, let's just grab July.
Let's just do July.
Do it. Yeah, maybe we can let's see. I'm just looking at the well, I was just looking at the calendar. I was like, we can come up for the 4th of July, but the 4th of July is on a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And I won't have that Monday off. I can maybe take that Monday off, but
just work from here.
Yeah, I could. Probably have to bring, I don't know what to do about Grandpa. He could be living here by then. Should be living here by then.
So he'll never be able to be there alone? You wouldn't?
I mean, he could, I guess. He just can't drive anywhere. But if Kelly and Austin are around, that would be okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I got to tell Dad to change that reservation, though.
Yes.
He's going to be irritated with me. You told me. I can just hear it now.
Yes, we're saying goodbye right now, and then I'll come.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. We'll see you. We'll probably see you in 2 weeks because we decided we were going to go to every other week recording. Just easier to schedule.
Yeah, just to give us some breathing room. But we appreciate all your sweet comments. But we'll have more to talk about in 2 weeks, also, not just stitching, but just in life in general.
Yeah. Aren't you happy about that?
Okay. We love you. Happy stitching.
Happy stitching. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.